welcome, guys. OG Marpe here with you, ready to stream some more D&D. Just as a quick note, this is Tuesday night D&D. This is my home game. This is these guys' home game. It is not politically correct. They are not doing it because of the stream. They're playing D&D. I'm playing D&D with them. That's how this game started. They were kind enough to allow me to stream it. And so, little disclosure here at the beginning that it may, if you are easily offended, this may not be the stream for you. Okay, so we are going to get right into it. I have my players do recap because honestly, I like to know what last session felt like from their perspective, but also because it's less work for me. I do enough. I built the whole freaking world. So here we go. Let's get back to them. All right, I'm back. I'm live.
There.
I hear we're talking to Summer.
Summer was there for a second. I'll do a recap.
Sweet.
We woke up in where the little sleeping area in the mines were. We basically restocked. Got some pickaxes, got some more mining helmets, and then we also had her examine the key, and she says it's like it's kind of a magical key. We then followed Monzo through the tunnels, and we kind of backtraced and even went through and looted some of the old jellies that we killed. Continuing on down the tracks, Sigbert and Will snuck over and found that there is these two weird creatures stuck to the wall with like a bunch of eyes and a bunch of mouths. We then proceeded to go in there and start fighting them. But whenever they were able to successfully grapple us, they would suck our blood. And that would eventually make you weaker and weaker, taking constitution damage. We then, sorry, I missed a spot. We backtraced back to the original cave area where we found, some more jellies, and we were able to find like a chunk of whatever the metal they were mining out of there, and we got it out of the rock or got it out of the wall. And then we continued on over there where Monzo was Monzo even close to death? Do you remember?
Was he close?
Yeah. I don't.
Now he's not.
Yeah,
Okay.
once he didn't take the con damage, he was only taking like 10, 12 damage each hit. So I think he only probably across 3 attacks took, 30, 35
Gotcha.
damage.
Yeah, I took 24 damage, and I healed 8 of that. But what killed me was hitting 0 con.
Right, which didn't actually happen because we went and did all the retroactive grapple checks.
Right.
Where's Simone? Anyway, so the majority of the thing was last session was on combat, and it ended right after we killed those two weird monstrosity things.
That is correct.
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody have anything to add?
Did I miss anything? Besides Simone, who's for some reason not there on the table.
Oh, you probably just can't see him here. Let me highlight everybody and pick him up.
Pick it up and send it.
Oh, there it is. Yep.
Hiding in plain sight.
It's a weird little glitch that we've been having lately.
Yeah, I know. This must be an update or something.
Yeah, but it's easily solved, I guess. So yeah, I mean that's great. So you guys, to give you a little wider context, it has been 3 days since you first walked into Edgetown. It's been about a week since you fled Irrigan.
Oh, geez.
You have met and made a new ally in Edgetown in Cade, the wizard, and have also made an enemy of some sort yet to be identified. And you all are doing this job to earn access to the Lord's Library, to learn more about your foe, to dig deeper into the legends and tales that Cade has shared with you. So you have now just destroyed these creatures which, unlike the slimes, are made of solid flesh, and they have these tendrils of mouths and these like eye stalks, but some are inset and some of the mouths are as well. But the whole thing is just, snail-like would even be too solid for what these are. But they now lay there motionless, mouths agape, eyes bloodied, and the din of noise which existed in here from what must have been dozens of mouths on each of these creatures, all vocalizing different things at once, which, you know, to the point to where not only could you not think, but were lashing out at each other to an extent. That noise has quieted down with slaying these creatures, and as your ears are like all of your ears are ringing and you're looking around at each other, you can all hear through as that ringing drops slightly. You can hear that there is still noise. It seems to be receding, getting quieter, and you don't know if that's because the ringing is quieting, or no, there's definitely still murmuring in this cavern. There are sounds echoing off of its surfaces, and yeah, it's not totally silent in here. You guys definitely hear some chatter emanating from like the back unexplored section of the cavern, but it is receding. What would you guys like to do?
We're out of combat.
You guys are out of combat. It's free action. You're in this space, in this cave. You guys have just gotten this far into the mine. At this point, you have some unexplored territory, and you now that you guys have fought a couple of these creatures, you have reasonable suspicion of what this sound is that's receding.
But there's no way to tell where it's coming from. It's just like an echoey mess.
Yeah, it's like echoing around, but I mean, you guys can see that this chamber like continues back on two sides, and it's obviously coming from like back there.
Okay.
Be like, so hold on, quick DM question. They weren't, so they were attached to the walls?
Yo, Castle, welcome. Yeah, this one here was like stuck up against this wall in such a way that Monzo, standing where Kythar is, was like peeking his head around, and he saw this like eye stalk coming like up off the wall, and because the rest of the creature was pressed up against it. But what initially caught his eye was this one, which was clung to, this interior cavern wall, stuck to the wall as well. So yeah, these things were both stuck to walls when you guys walked into this room, and they like came down off of those walls to like lurch at you and attach their mouths to Sigbert, Reed, and Monzo respectively. But yes, they do have that ability.
My apologies once again, Dave.
You're all
fine.
good. You're all good. We're just back in it. We're playing the game. You guys are in free action. Combat has just ended, but there is still murmuring, quietly echoing off of the back of the cavern, though the sound does seem to be receding.
I'm gonna look at Arthur. And be like, "Hey fool, you should go down the tunnel and go hella shoot those fools."
I'll go check it out.
Okay. All right, and Will go with them.
Let's see. Would I know that I'm weakened from con damage?
Yeah, it's what happened is those mouths physically attached to your body and drew blood out from you. So you're probably like, I don't know.
But he's not bleeding.
He's not bleeding, but he's probably 2 pints light on blood right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I took
1,000
5.
calories.
I took 5 con damage and Dude, I believe I only have a con of 10 anyway. So I'm at half right now. Okay. 8. Not feeling so hot, but I can tag along if you need me.
No. I'll go. Don't worry. You heal. You rest.
Okay.
So we have Arthur, Kythar, and Will gonna go investigate. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. I just have Arthur to reveal for you guys. Oh, I thought I did anyway.
And will be looking at the ceiling
Okay.
for any of these.
Sounds good. I guess marching orders are important.
I'll bring the rear.
I guess will go second then.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah.
And this is wide enough for you and Arthur to walk abreast, if you like, for Will and Arthur to walk.
No,
Yeah,
Sure.
works.
No.
Does
Sure.
anybody need me to stream my screen, or does that?
I think Joe needs it, right? Or
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, I'm streaming. Okay, sorry.
I can theater of mind it if I need to, though.
What?
I said I can theater of mind it if I need to.
no,
Oh, no, I can
streaming.
stream. I just didn't know if it was needed. But yeah, no big deal. Mine streams up. Okay.
I'm really inconvenienced. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Arthur, what you see as you turn the corner, and Will sees this as well with his dark vision. Kythar, as a human, can see it if anybody is wearing their headlamp because this thing is only 30 feet away.
Yeah, I'm wearing my headlamp.
Great. Then you see like a very small version of one of these mouthing creatures, and it appears to be like in the process of squeezing down through like an impossibly small crack in the wall about 10, 12 feet up off the ground. And it appears to be like sucking itself down and like going into the rock. What would you like to do?
Arthur's going to take a second look, so he's going to get a little closer.
Okay.
Where is it? Is it like here? Is it?
I'm sorry. Can you not see the model?
No, I can.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, he's within like 10 feet.
He's up on the wall. It's probably closer to 12 feet, but yeah.
So he's up. He's how high up on the wall is he? You said.
He's like 12 feet up on the wall. 10, 12. He's up.
Okay,
Like
so he's up.
it's like in the corner where the vertical wall meets the roof. There's like a crevice that he's like.
And I just yell, "Shoot the bastard!"
Okay, Arthur, you're in luck. Arthur pulls back the flintlock and takes aim.
Okay. Roll and attack roll. And then everybody else who went to go engage can roll initiative, please.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, is initiative with the D20 or a D something else?
That's with the D20. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, should I have rolled initiative first before attacking?
No, because it wasn't attacking you, so you you get your shot basically, which it turns out that you missed, but well, I mean, what's your final? It was a 2 plus what?
Let's see. What do we agree upon here? We're looking at like 12 since you add in like another 10.
Okay, and you're within 30, so you get flat-footed. Not quite. So that shot is still going to go wide. I have my initiative. I saw that Simone rolled crazy high. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And Arthur, what'd you get for your initiative roll?
Let me roll and I'll tell you.
Simone is first. I don't even need to worry about what your final is because.
I rolled a 9.
Oh,
I rolled a 19.
I thought you rolled a 19. Great.
What are these creatures called again?
You guys don't know. Nobody's asked your your resident scholar.
Cool. I would like to name them the mini mouth creatures.
The mini mouth creatures, huh?
Mini mouth creatures, the MMC, if you would.
What's your
Is that
final,
what you
Arthur?
It's 16, so still going after the rest of the party.
Great. Okay. So you take your shot, and it goes wide, but this thing doesn't seem to like it's still in the process of reacting. And with your deft hands and military regimented practiced ability, know that you will probably be able to get a shot off again before this thing is able to react. But your shot has alerted everybody, so Will is reacting first. What's he doing?
He's gonna make a pounce attack.
Okay, great.
So normally what that means is that it allows me to do a charge and then a full attack round. I'd like to change my charge into a jump or an acrobatics check, but I wanted to ask you first.
That sounds more than fair. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
So I'm gonna.
is it the kind of thing where it has a set
So
DC
so
usually?
so normally what happens? It's a charge, which means you move your full length. So normally in a charge you move your full length and you make one attack. But because full length of your movement, and then you get to make one attack. But you lose your dex. The pounce
see,
allows
I
me to
see.
do that, but I keep my dex and I get a full attack round. Or sorry, I still lose my dex, but I gain a full attack round. So I was asking you if I could change it to an acrobatics. You can set the DC to whatever you want, so I can try to, use like the pounce, me jumping up to make an attack, essentially.
That's fair. That's fair.
Okay.
And what is
So
Will's strength?
his is 17.
Great.
So I don't know if you want me to say how if I jumped high enough.
Yeah, I want to know
And
what
I
I want to know what your final is on that acrobatics.
Yeah, my final on that is a 19.
Yeah, with Will being as strong as he is, being a quadruped, having, that cat-like ability to, store all that energy and then like springboard out, absolutely without a doubt, that is a successful maneuver.
Okay, so then now I'm going to make my full attack round on this thing. There's one. Oh.
Sick.
Oh, dang, they can't be critted. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. They're amorphous kind of body types.
Okay. All right, so my lowest is a 11.
Which is gonna miss.
Okay. Second lowest is 14.
It's also gonna miss.
Okay. The next would be. Oh wait, no, sorry, I looked at the wrong one. That's another plus 7. That would be a 15.
15 just misses.
Okay. And then the next two is 28,
Which
since
hits,
I can't,
so
which hits, and then a unnatural 20.
which is also gonna hit.
Okay, cool. 16 damage.
Yeah. And the mouths, cry out and shriek, and this thing like flinches away from you, making its body somehow even smaller. As when you guys saw it, now that Will is this close, on top of it, shredding at it, he got a good look at how big one of these things are, and judging on what's left on this side of the wall right now, this thing is half or more already through. So
Gotcha.
what little remains, he just absolutely claws at and shreds, and it takes 16 damage.
Hold on. Also, since I have a connection with Will, Simone's gonna let the rest of the party know. Hey, fool! One of these tries is like freaky fools is trying to get through a crack in the wall. I'm telling the rest of the party who did not go down the corridor that.
That's fair. And just so you guys know mechanically, if you all want to engage at the end of this round, once everybody has had one turn, you guys will just roll in and pop in if this thing's even still alive or here, which remains to be seen. So,
Cool.
so Simone is just like called out to the rest of the party who's not in combat that there's one more of
Yes.
these things.
Yes.
Do you guys have a reaction? Kythar, Reed, Atesk, Sigbert?
Well, Kythar is in,
No, I'm
in
sorry.
combat right
No,
now.
I'm sorry. Kythar.
Monzo, Reed,
Monzo.
Sigbert.
Sigbert.
Should we go down the other corridor in case it's trying to sneak through there? No. I
No,
might be betting.
fool, it's trying to go through like a crack in the wall.
Let's go give him a hand.
A Tesk is going to say, yeah, that sounds like a good idea, guys.
I mean, he shrugs his shoulders. I guess that's a good thing to do.
Right behind you.
All right, let's go.
Atesk is always behind somebody.
For good reason.
Sorry, you got.
We're all going to go there, so as soon as you allow us, we'll walk up.
Yeah, so basically it'll be when you roll in on the next round of initiative order. But Simone, because you're mentally linked, you can take a turn with Will, because you already know what's happening.
Okay, so I'm going to take my free 5 and then move 5, 10, 15, 20.
Okay.
Can I see it from here?
Absolutely.
Awesome. I'm going to take a shot at it. I'm going to blast that fool.
That's likely going to hit.
Yeah, it's a +7.
That hits for sure.
And then 2 damage.
All right, doing some work. And you
Good
nail it
Lord,
right in
work.
one of its eyes.
Boom.
Are you done?
I'm done.
Kythar, you're up, bud. In rear with the
My turn. All right. Bringing up the rear. We're getting within 5 feet. And try to stab it. Oh, fuck. Yeah, fuck, let's try. Stab it through.
What's your reach? In your attacks.
Un momento.
Because if it's just 5 feet, that thing is too far up in the air for you to hit it.
Oh, it's in the air now?
It's 12 feet
10 to
up
12
in
feet.
like a crack.
Oh, I see.
My unarmed 5 foot.
Then that is not enough without jumping, sir.
So it wouldn't be like 5 foot reach plus whatever the length of a falchion is?
The falchion is the 5 feet. That plus your arm is the range.
Gotcha. Okay. Can I throw my sword?
Yeah, it's an improvised weapon attack, so it's a much lower to hit roll. But
what is improvised? Where would that be at?
Improvised weapon, I believe, is -4 to hit. Because there's specifically a feat called throw anything, which like mitigates that.
Okay, so even if I hit a roll a nat 20, since it doesn't crit,
A nat 20 would hit. It doesn't crit, but a nat 20 will always hit.
but a 19 minus 4 would be 15, so it's not. Okay, fuck it. I'm gonna throw my falchion at it because I'm dumb and stupid. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna say that's dedication to roleplay. Tell you what, you can take a point of inspiration for throwing your weapon away because it's what your character would do.
And I rolled 12. So
that
3,
is
9.
not.
Wait, hold on. Wait, I don't get the bonus, so yeah, it's my roll's 12. Yep.
You and the rest of your party watch as you toss your falchion, and it like clang, 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 and like that sound echoes off the rest of the cavern, so everyone else can hear that like a sword or a bucket or some shit just got chucked against the wall as hard as somebody could throw it, but it does unfortunately miss the creature.
Was that close?
Yeah, you know, within a couple inches.
This is why you don't drink on the job, fool.
Hey, I do my job. You do yours.
I don't throw my sword against a wall.
I improvised. I had my turn.
You're right on that one.
Arthur, it is your turn, my friend.
Okay. Arthur reloads, takes his aim, and we go for another shot here.
Okay, give it a go.
Unnatural 20.
That'll beat his touch for sure.
Okay, rolling damage. 5 damage.
5 damage. And this thing, you know, definitely cries out with one of its mouths as you watch your shot bury itself into the, you know, maybe 2 square feet of this thing that's left on the side of the wall.
It helps if you load the bullet for you to actually hit something. End turn.
Took a professor to figure out that one.
I love that. I love that. This thing is going to
Continue the squeeze.
It's going to spit at Kythar.
Oh.
So with one of its
do a barrel roll.
mouths, with one of its mouths that is still, you know, on this side of the rock, and I just need to figure out what that is. I think I still have to make an attack roll against you. On a successful attack, yeah. That is a 16 to hit. Kythar.
It does not hit.
Sweet. So it does, but it, you know, lands on like the side of your face. You like turn your head, you know, and it like doesn't get in your eyes, and it just kind of like, you know, burns off a little bit of the beard, a little bit of the facial hair, but that's just cosmetic, you know. It's not. It did not blind you, which is what it was going for. And
So
then,
Kythar spits back, but because he has cotton mouth because of all the drinking, there's not much. It just drizzles out on the bottom of his chin, onto his beard.
I love that. This thing rolls a successful acrobatics check, and you guys watch as the whole thing like narrows itself down and slips into the wall and out of sight. You guys are in free action. Your teammates rush around the corner, and they don't see anything. They see you all like looking at a wall which has nothing on it. But you guys are in free action.
Can someone pull back Kythar? Because I can't grab him. Went into the void. There you go.
Maybe I can ask the party here. Can I have Atesk go up to the crack in the wall and shoot a magic missile into it?
You guys roll me a perception check for Simone at the crack.
Okay. I'll have the best perception.
But you can see in the dark.
That's a 14.
Yeah, so you're looking where, you know, you fired a bolt and this thing disappeared a moment ago. And you like walk up and you're like standing on your tiptoes to like look, you know, in the corner. And what you can see is a long, narrow crack that's like 9 or 10 inches long, but it's only probably 2 inches wide. That, you know, just kind of runs along like the seam where the wall meets the ceiling. And it would be like a ridiculously difficult shot, basically.
What about a lightning bolt or something like that?
No, I don't think A-Test doesn't have that. I'm gonna be like, hey, someone get a pickaxe, fool.
I'll start digging.
Oh, I love that. Anybody else gonna dig?
Yeah, me too.
I'm gonna say the strong putos start digging at the wall. We can't clear this mine until we get this puto.
It's gonna be like fine.
Strength checks out of everybody who has a pick and is going at the wall, please.
Bro, I'm twig arm. I'm not going at the wall. Manual labor is not my forte.
Yeah, that.
Oh, I'm twig arm.
That is
I'm gonna
a,
sigh and walk up to the wall with
that's
a
a
picture.
10 for me.
So Kythar sees a mediocre attempt from Arthur and from Reed as these guys are like half-assed swinging at the wall here. Their like form is all wrong. They're like knocking like pebbles off the wall here.
I go up and take the pickaxe from.
No, go ahead.
Who's hitting again? Who's hitting again?
Arthur and Reed have taken a hit. Sigbert is like approaching, and he has also watched these two like fail. I thought I heard him speak up that he was walking up.
I
I'm
look
walking
at
up.
I look at Reed and put my hand out and just say, "Gimme."
All right.
I take the pickaxe and with a mighty swing, I swing it at the spot that I saw. Not at the spot, but right above the hole.
Right.
Whichever one.
Where should I roll?
Strength check.
Strength check. That's 20.
D20.
Sigbert, are you also taking Arthur's pickaxe from him and starting on the wall?
19.
I have my own.
You have your own.
pickaxe.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah.
Are you starting on the wall?
Yeah, I'm gonna walk up and start on the wall, and my final roll was 13.
13. And Kythar?
So, before I swing at it, I see my sword on the ground, and I pick it up and put it away.
That's probably
Before
a
I
good
swing
idea.
the pickaxe.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah. Because I kind of felt that shit was gonna come bite me in the ass. Where I prefer. I take.
Hey, thanks for the sub, Raven. That's very cool. I'm sorry, Kythar, go for it.
Oh, you're good, man.
He
I
deserves
take
it. Sorry.
I take a giant swing and I roll a 19.
Roll a 19. Kythar has the only meaningful swing against this wall. But with, in conjunction with the other half of the party's, attempts, you guys are able to clear a significant chunk of the wall away. There you can see, you reveal like I don't know, what is that? Like a 1 foot patch of flesh color that is obviously this creature still slithering and squeezing away from you.
Okay, so I'm. How big is the hole now?
The hole itself is probably like 5 feet around on your not 5 feet around, like 4 feet around on your guys' side where the pickaxe has been hitting it, but like there's only about a square foot of the creature visible on the other side because like a big rock came out from this side. It's like cone shaped basically.
Enough to get a paw through?
Yeah.
Or
Okay.
a barrel?
Yeah.
I would like Will to attempt a grapple check to hold the monster in place.
Ooh. I am going to give him a positive modifier to his grapple because he's already very securely anchored in a literal mountain. But it's not unreasonable, I don't think. So go ahead and roll your grapple CMB check.
That's a 20, so 7, 6, 5, 25.
25. Yeah, even with a +5 modifier, that is still enough for Will to reveal his long cat-like claws, which are each I'm sure 2 inches or more in length, and basically just pin this thing down with 5 claws or 4 claws. I don't know how many claws a cat has. And fucking
Aaron?
just like it's like stuck and it like squeals in pain, It is going to like a mouth appears and it spits at Will. Does a 17 hit him?
No, it does not.
Okay, so he, it singes some of the fur off of his shoulder, but misses his eye as the valuable part. And you have this thing pinned, but now Will's paw is like covering a lot of the. It's like covering the part of the creature that's visible, so it can't go anywhere. But you guys can't really see it now either, because Will's paw's
So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna be like, so my eyes are blue because I'm like using my link with him, right? And I'd be like, oh shit, Will got this puto. Hey, start pulling on Will. Drag that puto out of here.
I grab Will by the hind legs
Oh, I love it.
and pull.
Yeah.
Everybody grabbing on and pulling just needs to roll me a strength check. You guys are digging your heels in.
I roll mine. 15.
Cool.
Should Will roll a strength?
Yeah, Will can roll his own strength check. Yeah, he's
Yes, 4 paws.
Mine's an 11.
11.
And mine's a
I'm
17.
I'm pulling on Kaithar.
Because I have both. In my mind, I have both hind legs.
Yeah.
Okay, I like it. Yeah, both hind legs. Will's like pushing with his other forearm.
Like against the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Sigbert's just got Kaithar around the waist, just like anchoring him down.
It's like what's it like a rope pulling competition, you know, when they're like
Tug of war.
The anchor.
yeah, Sigbert's the anchor.
It's like all the muscle men versus the big ass lion. I don't know if you guys seen that video.
Nice.
Simon, what are you grabbing onto? Because you rolled a 17, which is really good.
No. Will rolled a 17.
Oh,
so
Will
he's
rolled
pushing.
17.
So he pushes off his arm, and how long are Will's arms? How far off the ground does Will stand?
So he's a size category large creature. No, sorry, he's still medium. So he's like, I would say standard big cat.
So like 2 feet?
Yeah, 2 to 3 feet. I would say 3 feet because he has a reach bonus.
That's a good point.
Point.
So as Will pushes off with everybody else, supporting him, he's able to like pull his other claw out so that he's got one arm pushed up against the wall and the other one's like pulling back and like taffy. He's like stretching this thing out, and there's like a long strand of it with like a dozen eyeballs and 6 or 7 mouths on it that he's like yanked out, and there's like a strip of it now visible. What are you guys gonna do?
I yell out to Monzo. I was like, grab my sword and cut the bastard.
I think that.
I think. Sorry. Go ahead. Never mind.
You got the wrong guy. I can kick it.
What the bloody shit's that gonna do?
I've got a free hand.
Just gonna use his pistol. If
I was gonna
they're to
say.
take aim.
I'm gonna be like, just attack the puto.
So Arthur is free to take an attack. Reed is free to take an attack, and Monzo, I guess, is free to take an attack too if he wants.
Is this creature flat-footed?
Yeah, Dave with the pistol. That's 17.
That's
Hold on. Is he flanked? Actually, is the creature flanked? If we are on both sides?
He can't be flanked because he has eyes on every part of his body. He can see in all directions at once.
Okay.
5 damage.
5 damage. Great.
I'm gonna do a flurry of blows.
Okay. Roll your attacks.
Yeah.
And he is not at his full AC, Anthony, to answer your question.
I wanted to make sure that was accounted for.
It's definitely accounted for.
Okay.
15 and 17.
One of those hits. Go ahead and roll damage for the 17.
Ooh, max. 11 damage.
Sick.
Dang.
And Reed, are you taking an attack?
Yes, I am.
Go ahead and roll it.
Dang it. Let's see. D20, 14, 24.
That's going to hit it.
D8. 7 damage.
7 damage, he says. So you, Will is like pulling on this thing. So keep that in mind, Reed, as you describe to us what happens as you guys slay this creature.
I'm gonna bring the sword down very slowly and just cut just a perfectly thin line, just all the way down until it separates perfectly.
Okay. Is Will gonna yank this thing out? Is Will gonna let it go? What's
The idea that Will had was to do then. My next move would do a drag check to drag it out of the hole, essentially,
well,
against its CMD.
Well, it's just a corpse now, so dragging it out of the hole is pretty easy to do.
So hold on. So at that point, does Will, Kythar, and Sigbert fall over?
That's kind of what I'm asking. That's why I'm asking.
Okay,
Does Will
yeah,
let it go,
yeah.
or does Will?
That happens. That's 100%. Yeah, that's 100%
So
happens.
does Will fall? I basically fall down. Will falls
Yeah.
onto my lap.
And then on top of
Will's
Will
a
falls
cat.
like this dead, fleshy, mouthy pile, like eyes still blinking, like tongues lolling out of mouths, which are still like gurgling with blood and shit.
Will's a cat, so he should always land on his paws.
Oh, wait, claws out or no claws out?
No claws out.
Oh, thank God.
But I guess the one hand or one paw he had the creature in would still have the claws out.
So technically, this creature would be on top of me right now, bloody.
Yes.
Okay, God.
I think so. But you're covered in blood, and you're a barbarian. I don't know, you might like that.
I don't know. You might like that. Might be a cultural thing. Who
It might be
knows?
like your thing.
Well, it depends. Is it the weekend?
Only on the weekends. Huh?
So I'm assuming I'm just full of gore right now. Like, oh, get that shit off me! And I just roll over and push Will aside.
Will just, does like a little like shaking of his hand, like ugh, and then starts licking it and like cleaning the top of his head with his paw,
Cute.
Kaitar's going because he got some in his mouth. Fuck, where's my drink? And I started looking at my bag for something to wash something down.
Simone's gonna walk up to Reed and be all, "Hey, nice swing, puto."
Hey, thanks, man. Sorry,
Uh,
I'm reading right now.
You're fine. And Simone's just gonna immediately start picking through it to see if there's anything valuable on it.
So Simone can roll me a charisma save, or not a charisma check, I guess, to see how lucky he is. See what's here.
Good roll. A natural 20.
On a dirty 20, I want to know if anybody else is going to check the other bodies, so we can just do this all at once, if that's cool.
I was planning on checking.
I'm sorry, Monzo, you were quiet.
Oh, I was planning on checking one. I'm sure somebody else will check another.
Cool. Move your dude where you're checking.
And I did want to do something before I walk away.
Okay.
While the eyes are still blinking, I want to take out a vial, like one of my old health potions, and I want to scoop some into there, fill it up.
And of eyes?
Of eyes or blood or teeth or flesh, or what are you going for here?
I want to keep some of it.
That's fair. I'm asking you what part: blood or eyes or teeth or flesh or what?
I want like a good center cut. If you look in the vial, I want it to look like what it looks like when it's alive. So maybe a mouth, an eye, and then some of the flesh.
I mean, a health vial's like, as big as maybe two of those eyes side by side. So you can get like an eye, a tooth, and a little bit of flesh, maybe.
Okay, perfect.
Great. Love it. Easy enough to harvest. So
Do I see him pulling this objects off of the creature and putting it into a vial? Since I'm right there. You're hiding it?
No, I said I'm not.
Oh, okay, all I'm gonna look at you and be like, what the fuck?
What? You're just gonna let it go to waste?
You're not gonna eat that, right?
No, not at the moment.
Hold on, fool. Have you been harvesting eyeballs and shit from the monsters, and you're gonna try to eat them later?
I'm gonna like open up my kimono, and you're gonna see all the little health files and knickknacks I have that I've collected.
Whoa, you're not like an organ seller, are you?
You looking to buy?
In my travels as a merchant, I've seen like hella bad merchants. You know what I mean? They don't sell just like regular goods. They sell like body parts
Do they make pretty good money on that, or?
until eventually the law comes getting to them. But just be careful, fool.
Mine are already all dead. It's not a big deal.
This one.
Uh, and then I guess I'd continue with my looting.
Okay.
I'm rolling my charisma check, David.
Yeah, please.
Bam.
Oh,
What's your
There it
final?
is.
What's your final with your charisma modifier?
You're just embarrassing me now.
Two.
Oh, is it a
Two.
negative?
Okay, a 2.
Oh.
Okay, that's better than nothing.
So what? Okay, say hypothetically, I roll a 1 in charisma, but I have a -2 modifier.
Then it would. I mean, I'd still treat it like a 1. You know.
Gotcha. Okay.
Then
'cause
you
can't
owe the
get-
DM something.
I know. You lean over and don't notice that shit falls out of your bag while you're while you're looting.
The repo man from The Sims comes and vacuums something out of your bag.
Oh gosh. Okay. Thank you for acknowledging that. Okay. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. What were Monzo and Arthur's rolls? Monzo was a 2. Arthur was a.
Pending. That would be a 15.
looking for my charger.
a
Oh,
15.
whoa. You have a negative charisma?
I do.
Yeah.
So Simone, in digging through his muck, pulls out a small, ornately gilded, silver and gold ring with a small emerald in it. That, due to your magical background and because you have detect magic as a cantrip, holding it, it hums with magical energy, and you just inherently know that there is something magical about this.
I'm just going to put it on if I can.
You're just gonna put it on.
Yeah.
Cool. Simone, I'll get to you. Remind me that
Yeah,
you put
okay,
it on.
okay,
Remind me that you put it on.
Okay.
Monzo, you are going through this creature, and there is not much that is still intact. Like, these mouths are pretty small. Everything has to get chewed up into fairly small bits in order for anything to get through here. But you do find a small pouch that's like covered in mucus, and you wipe the mucus off of it, and you can see that it's a small black pouch with like symbols, etched all around it, and feeling the contents of the bag, it feels like there's like something very fine in there, like sand or something of that texture. But there's a little weight to it. Like there's definitely something in this pouch. Arthur, you are looking through your what do you call it, creature, which I guess you guys don't even know what it is yet, and you pull out a stone, which is a small stone, but is uncharacteristically heavy. Like, you reach down to pick it up, and Arthur, not being a particularly strong guy, like doesn't get it off of the ground the first effort. He like has to like consciously pick it up, and it feels incredibly heavy in his hand. And as he inspects it, he recognizes it from the wars past that he fought as a burden stone, which basically operates as something that's like chucked at somebody else wearing something like made out of metal. And it like weighs that thing down. It like makes it hard to move. It prevents it from flying. It's like a big heavy magnet, basically.
Oh, that's cool.
And so that's what you find in your little creature. Simone, you put on this magic ring,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, don't know. You definitely feel a magical effect take like come over your body.
Ooh.
Tell you what, roll me an Arcana check. And I'll roll one for a task even.
It makes the DM
We lose the
disappear when
voice in
I
our
put
head.
it on.
He's
Uh,
resetting.
his computer crash.
What? What are we talking about?
You crashed out of Discord.
I crashed out of Discord?
Yeah, you
Oh, he
just
didn't
left.
know.
Oh, I didn't know. No, I didn't know.
Yeah. Sorry, so I didn't hear you. So the last thing I heard, like your video's not on Discord anymore.
Oh.
But the last thing I heard was you put it on and.
Oh. And I need you to roll me an Arcana check.
Oh, okay.
Like an Arcana knowledge. You definitely feel a magical effect take over your body. But to identify what that is, I assume you would try to figure that out.
I don't have any knowledge arcana. That's a flat roll.
So a flat roll of 14 allows you to know that this is a positive effect.
Okay.
You feel better. You know, it's not a faster or a stronger thing. You know, you like jump in place, you can't jump any higher. You know,
Mhm.
But it's definitely having an effect on you, and it's a good one. Like it's not, it's not like you feel more tired or sinister or anything like that. You're like, yeah, this is cool. Like I'm gonna figure out what this does, and
I'm
that
just,
all that's gonna take is some time during a rest.
yeah.
So
I'm just gonna leave it on.
okay, great, love it. My other two who have found stuff, what are you guys doing with those?
Oh yes.
Yeah, Arthur's not exactly pleased, but he does understand its value, so he needs to. He's probably gonna ask a task if he can get this thing to like deactivate while we travel.
Yeah, and Tess
Hey,
like picks it up and like turns it over in his hand a couple of times, and like runs through like 24 common like go words for magic items, and like halfway through his like like sputtering of different phrases, like this thing like you watch his hand physically rise as it gets lighter in his hand, and he's like got it, and he like tells you the word that's associated with its use.
Nice. Arthur's gonna put it back into satchel and be like, "This will come in handy for later if we run into one of those flying fellers."
you just gotta be able to hit it, fool.
Oh, and then let me send you guys, or at least send Stover what a burden stone is, because he knows what that is from his background. The other two, you guys aren't sure.
Yeah, I would not know.
Okay, you guys are still in free action, so
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, let's get the hell out of this. Let's finish up searching the whole mine and get the hell out of here. By the way, is the sound gone?
this room is quiet for the first time since you guys have been in it.
Good. I don't hear any more putos in here. Let's
Voices.
yeah, you hear your own voice, fool, because the hell it echoes.
Talk from himself. But as we walked out, I wanted to do two quick things.
Shoot.
We're not walking out. We're just in free action, so you can do right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk over to where we killed the goo monster.
Right.
I want to put my ear on the hole that it came out of. And does it
Oh,
sound like what?
sorry. You broke up, so it's like, I just want to put my ear on the hole, and then it cut out for me, at least for a second. I was like, oh, what?
No, I know what you're talking about,
I
though.
want to put my ear on the hole. I want to know, like, does it sound like I put my ear in like an empty room, or do I hear like, I'm in a mine cavern in Minecraft kind of thing?
So here's my question. It's a crack that's 10, 12 feet off the wall. How are you getting your ear to it?
I will jump up to it.
And
Jump and when the rock climbers, how they do the hang thing.
Yeah, you can do some parkour.
I try.
yeah, roll me an acrobatics to get up, to keep yourself up there.
Okay,
There you
only because
go.
I do have huge pluses to acrobatics wall. Which one is it? I think
Yeah, while jumping, go for it. Use whatever's higher. This is, I'd say, in your roundhouse for sure.
I believe I get a plus 19.
There you go, Altair.
Yeah, dude, that's for sure enough to stick your ear to it and listen. And as you do, you don't hear anything. You hear like the blood running through your own ears, like you would, putting your ear to any other, kind of hollow space like this. But there are no like distinct sounds that come through it. You can't, like, it doesn't feel like there's a larger space back there. It seems like it's just a small crack, like a vein of air, just a small crevice where parts of this mountain have separated ever so slightly.
Got it. And then the item that I got, the brown bag that has a weight to it with little tokens in there. Would I know what that is, or is this going to require something more?
If you spend time with it during a rest, you will be able to correctly identify what it is. But I guess you could also roll me a knowledge, like a linguistics check on the runes if you wanted, to see if you could tell what those were.
There you go, a 3.
Yeah, they're strange runes. You don't know what it is. Like I said, it's got like glyphs like carved into the leather, going all the way around it, and it's like a small pouch, maybe, you know, I don't know, like it would fit in the palm of your hand comfortably. You could close your fingers over it, um, and it's just a small amount of, like I said, sand or something in there.
Thanks. And then what time of the day is it currently, or would we know?
You guys have been in a cavern for a little while, but it's still morning time for sure.
Gotcha.
Um,
Yeah.
I hand back the pickaxe that I borrowed from Reed. Said, "Thanks, buddy," and shove it back into his chest.
You betcha.
And I was like, "I'm gonna go find a bath."
I'm gonna be like,
Okay.
wait, fool, let's finish up this cavern.
Yeah, we're not done. We're not done exploring.
All right, I'll bring up the rear.
Oh, maybe I'm not doing a good job at this. Let me find Monzo. Oh, I guess you guys aren't quite done exploring yet, but this is.
Not technically.
I'm assuming we go around the rest of the cavern and
Yeah. You guys walk through all these spaces.
Before I hate music.
That's everything. Yeah, and you guys walk over the slimes that you slain earlier. You guys find while you're going through there one of the miner's helmets and a loose pickaxe head. But otherwise, there doesn't seem to be anything of note in these mines. It takes you guys about an hour to walk all the way through and clear them all.
cool. I think at that point we would head back to the entrance of the mine, right?
Job's done here.
Yep. So we head back to the entrance of the mine.
Great. And you guys pop back through, and you see, first things first, like piled in the center of the space is probably like 24 torches, and like a small pony keg of ale. like sitting there waiting for you. Ginny, the door to the Four Dwarfs office is open as usual. As you guys all like emerge, and the midday light comes in from outside. It's probably 11, 12 o'clock, something like that. After you guys take the time to clear the mines, what are you guys doing? Where are you guys going?
I'm gonna go look for a place to lay down.
Yeah, there's the bunks that you guys stayed before. They haven't gone anywhere.
I
So
walk
I'm
back.
gonna
I walk to
start
the
there.
manager's room, and going to ask where Bath.
I'm feeling quite tired due to the blood loss. I'm gonna go find a bed.
So I will warn you guys. Mechanically, you are only allowed one long rest per 24-hour period. So you guys can take a short rest, burn some hit dice here if you want to, but you will not be able to take a long rest until this evening when you're tired again, basically.
That's fine. I'll short rest while everybody else is doing their thing.
About to say, short rest will take an hour, so you're gonna hold up your party for an hour, basically. I just want to let you know that that's the time amount that you're in for this.
Oh, I see.
And there's
Um,
all that right in front of us, right?
What's that?
what was that?
There's like a keg and food in front of us.
Yeah, there's like a few ration packs, a small keg, and then like a pile of torches sitting there in the middle of the room.
Yeah, so we should be good to kill an hour. I'm gonna say I'm gonna go. I gotta rest too, and I'll follow everybody.
Okay, is
So-
anybody picking anything up off of this pile?
Say that again.
Are you guys grabbing anything out of the pile of stuff?
You said there's torches and
Torches, food, and a little bit of ale.
I'll grab the food and one torch. That's all I need to replenish back to 10 torches.
Like one serving of food, or like all the food that's there, or
I'm taking one serving of food and going to the room to eat and then Mimi's for a minute.
okay.
Same.
I'm turning off my video for just a minute here, guys. Cool. Awesome. Sweet.
I was gonna head to the manager's office to speak with the manager, and I'm assuming I'm walking behind Kythar when he says "Bath where" or something. What'd you say, Kythar?
Bath where?
Yeah,
Or what? Or where Bath?
where Bath?
Where Bath. And as you guys walk, would you guys just move your tiles? Tesk, do you think he follow you guys, or do you think he go rest?
He would probably. I would
take-
imagine he would want to go to the manager's office. I would imagine. Yeah, I'll follow you guys.
I can only imagine.
And you guys burst through the door.
Huh.
And
Okay. Burst of it. We politely knocked.
the door's open, so I mean, it's just up to you guys to walk through. And Kythar just blurts out, "Where Bath?" And the dwarf looks up from their work, and oh, you're back. And it looks like you've found more stuff. Are you done? Have you completed your job?
All she gets out of me is like, with a nod.
And she looks past you to your compatriots behind you.
I'm like, yeah, we're done, but like this fool really needs a bath or he's gonna start destroying shit.
I started gritting my teeth.
The dwarf points out the large door, the way that you guys came in, a couple of days ago. There's a stream. If you follow the path, it's 20 minutes or so out that way. You're welcome to it.
What? You said 20 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, I don't control where the stream is. We built close to the water, but we have to build close to the minerals also. You can go walk your ass down to where the stream is if you want to go take a fucking bath. I don't understand what your deal is, man.
So I'm gonna
Nope.
So I'm gonna be like, all right, yeah, we cleared your mines. There was like some of these weird goop creatures with like mouths and eyes and shit, and then it kept hella trying to spit on us, and my friend Reed, they like hella sucked his blood and shit. What the fuck?
But they were different than the ones you fought last night.
That's true. The other ones were like jellies, like acid jellies. Fuck, I was in hell. I was in one, totally in one, and hella burned.
And I laugh. Haha. Yeah, you weak.
I'm like, don't you need to take a bath, puto?
And I grip my teeth again.
The dwarf strokes its chin, places both of its hands on the table, stands up, and says, "Well, as soon as you've walked me through it, I'll be happy to write your release. Your proof of job completed."
All right, fool. Come on, Will. Let's go. Atesk says, yeah, uh, yeah, yeah, I'll tag along.
Let me just check my spell sheet.
Nice. Nice.
Because I was not given what I wanted, I said, no, I don't. No, I'm going. And I go back to the room and I see the box of meticulous items and I see, whoa, hell. And I grab the shit ton. I grab all of it.
You grab
grab all the L. I grab all the L.
It's a pony keg, so it's like 4 gallons, something like that.
I take the 4 gallons and I go sit at the farthest monk to the door side. And I start drinking.
Sounds great to me, friend. You just need to let me know how much of that keg you're drinking, and what your Constitution score is. The Atesk and Simone, who are leading the dwarf through this process, only take you guys about a half an hour. You guys have been here before. The dwarf has been here before. You've cleared it. This is kind of more of a formality. So we'll say, kind of while the group is taking their long rest, you guys, give this tour. She comes back, writes writes on a scroll, puts the seal on it, and goes to hand it to you, and it's and the dwarf is writing it in plain sight. If you're like standing there like looking over the desk, you can see, it basically says, job has been adequately completed. Mines are now clear of all, malicious creatures and ready for reopening. Scheduled 26, 26 summer, 1401, and which is tomorrow's date. Does all this stuff, goes to hand it to you, and before you can take it, pulls it back like slightly, and looks at you and says, "I also had a personal request. I don't know if you all are taking commissions or not. I can pay well, if you're interested in looking for more work."
Depends on what that request is.
And the dwarf says, "My dear brother, his wife, my nephew's mother, a member of our family, someone I love very much, has much love for her child, and he came down with the fever about a fortnight ago, and it would not break. And near the rim of the Stillwater Basin, there is a water lily that grows, and she went to harvest some week or no, that's 9 days ago now, and hasn't returned. I'm hoping someone can bring her back to us, or at least find out what happened to her."
She was a dwarf like yourself?
And nods and says, "Blonde, beard not quite as long, and the dwarf kind of does kind of peacocks a little bit, and not as ornately dressed, of course, tapping the different jewels and gildings on their attire, but a kind dwarf, yes."
Can I do a wisdom check to see if, and to remember if any of, when we were fighting the sea monsters, if any of the people we saved or saw were dwarves?
You can, yeah, roll me a wisdom check. That's great.
Yeah. Uh, 7.
Simone is pretty sure there was a dwarf in that batch. Yeah. I don't know which one, but one of those guys was a dwarf, right? Yeah, one of those guys was a dwarf.
I'm gonna say, did she live in Irigan or did she come from like the city here with you guys?
And the dwarf says, she lives here under the mountain with me and my family, and as all good dwarfs should, but uh, no, not from Irigan.
Hmm. He says, well, I'm not sure if we're gonna be traveling there, but I'll keep an eye out. And I'm assuming your main request is to bring her back.
And the dwarf walks over to the large iron door and unlocks it and opens it and brings out like a lockbox that is like 18 inches long by a foot wide by 9 inches tall,
It's like a
and
toolbox.
it's like a toolbox size. That's a good size comparison. And sets it down, and there's a distinct like clinging and clattering of coins, and opens it up, and this is an assortment of like minerals and gems, which even without a skilled appraisal roll, like there's got to be 1,000 gold worth of value in here, maybe more.
Gotcha.
Like this is a pretty big deal. And the dwarf says, for her back alive, I would be willing to part with this. And with definitive news and proof of her demise, I'd pay I'd pay much for the solace. 500 gold.
Oh, that's a lot of gold.
I'm a dwarf of means. I run a mine. We Things of value come easily to me and go just as easily for the things that I want.
Hmm.
Huh.
Uh, Atesk kind of looks like blatantly looking, just looks at it and goes, "That's a lot of gold." And I go, "Yes, fool." And I go, I'll talk it over like with my companions and shit. And if we're down there, we'll try to find if what happened to her. But you remember, there's all kinds of creatures. She could have been swallowed whole. We don't find shit.
And she says, "Of that I'm aware." Uh, and opens the box and pulls out like 200 gold, and just like slides it across the table, and says, you know, in case you don't find anything, I understand it's expensive to travel, but I would like to hear from you again.
Uh, I grab the gold and be like, how do we keep in contact with you?
And the dwarf closes the strong box, locks it, taps it, and says, "We're here. We're always here." And picks it up and like walks it back into the storage area. Locks the heavy iron door, uh,
Mm-hmm.
and says, "Easy enough to find when you have news."
Uh, Someone kind of like gives him like a salute, like, thanks, puto. And I'm gonna shake the bag and be like, we'll be in touch. And I'm
And
gonna walk out of the room.
the dwarf gives you like a quarter of a bow. You know what I mean? Just like the smallest, like acknowledgement.
Mm-hmm.
And as you guys walk out, make your way into the room. You guys can spend your downtime however you want. If you guys want to have some role play moments here, you're more than welcome to. But you guys can just kind of let me know when you're ready to leave, when your hour is up. Those of you who are specifically resting to recover hit points will just need to keep track of, and as a reminder of what spending hit dice looks like. You guys all have a level that's how many dice are associated with your character. You can roll that many dice for your class, a D8, a D10, a D12, whatever it is, and recover that many hit points over the course of an hour. You regain the half of your total dice back on a long rest. So it's
Mhm.
it's usually safe to spend half of your dice because you know you're going to get it back when you sleep again. But you can spend up to your level of hit dice. So you guys can go ahead and roll those now, recover your health, do what you want to do, have whatever role play moments you want. Just let me know when you're ready to leave.
Okay, my hit day. So I was planning. So I'm gonna let everyone go. My plan is to give the party 28 gold each. But I was gonna like walk into the like kick open the door that everyone's like sleeping in. I'm all rise and shine, putos, and I was gonna like throw gold at them. So I'm
Whoa.
gonna I'm gonna wait for them to do what they're gonna do. But that's how I'm going to wake everybody up.
So the rest of you sleepy boys that did not go to talk to the four dwarf, did you guys just go straight to bed to collapse? Would you guys have spoken
No.
with one another?
I'm drinking.
Eating.
I ate and then went to bed.
Okay.
So if enough time hasn't passed for me to have gone to bed.
It was a short conversation. You'll you know you may still be. No, I guess it was actually after all the tour and stuff. So yeah, you'd be asleep for sure.
Okay.
If you guys don't have anything in particular, then at the end of your hour, roughly, you guys Simone kicks down the door, busts in, and I'm sorry, what'd you say, Simone? What was your dialogue?
I bust in and say, rise and shine, putos. And I'm going to just start throwing gold at people as they sleep. They're 28 gold, to be specific.
I catch mine with one hand, put it in my pocket, and keep on drinking.
Are they in sacks or like just stacks of gold?
They're in
Flying
sacks.
everywhere?
I spent the few
Okay.
minutes. I spent the few minutes that there were still left in our resting hour, separating them all out so I can throw them at you guys.
There you go.
I'm asleep, so you tell me where it hits me.
I'm gonna say, hold on. I'm gonna assign a body part to a number
There it
here.
is. There it is.
Yeah. So let's see.
Because I'm asleep too, so roll 2 die.
So
Okay.
I'm assuming. I was
So,
gonna. No.
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was okay. Assuming that's maybe about like a 30-minute conversation. I could drink about maybe half a gallon within an hour. So I drank maybe quarter of that mule's
What's your
card, whatever
what's
the fuck
your
it,
Constitution score? Your score, not your
it
modifier.
is.
He also heals off
It
of being
is.
drunk.
It's 17.
That's well within your tolerances, my friend. You're doing just fine.
Okay, and yes, Anthony is. I do have drunkard's recovery, so I am all healed up. Basically, I really took no damage in that encounter.
Joker's recovery gives you hit points back. It doesn't just stabilize you.
Oh no, it brings me back from the death. Yeah, sorry, my bad. You're good. But no, nonetheless, I still didn't take any hit points in that encounter.
Sick.
Cool. And it's
Sorry,
so
Anthony, go ahead.
you're fine with a 6. That's your reflex is a 6. Oh, sorry. So sorry. I'm not even doing a reflex. It hits you right in the stomach, Joe. And for Monzo,
Oh. I've never been paid before.
so you're like laying on your side, right? And it
Mhm.
lands perfectly in Monzo's hand.
I wake up and I
Nice.
go to take. I think he handed me a muffin. Continental breakfast. So when we wake up, we see. So Simone just walked in through the coins, and then we see Kythar there, just drinking.
Yep.
And then Ates walks in and just goes, "Yeah,
Drink some rice.
we got a contract from the royal rich dwarf back there."
What
And
do we have to do?
someone's gonna be like, "Hey, fool! It's not like a contract. I said if we're down there, we would like help the puto out."
Yeah,
And he's like, oh. So I'm gonna look at everyone and be like, the dwarf puto over there, he's got like some family member who's like a blonde little puto dwarf, right? By Stillwater Basin, like where that big puto, the fish attacked us, and like, she's like hella, her kid's like hella sick and shit. Like she's down there for like trying to find some like lily to like help her kid, and she hasn't been back in like 1 week, right? And he just wants to see like if she's still alive, if we can bring her back. He'll pay us about 500 gold, or
Wait, how long ago were we there?
I think he said a week. He's like, we were there. I'm
No,
like,
you guys were. Oh, I'm sorry. Uh, she was there 9 days ago, Simone. The
oh,
You guys were, on the Stillwater Basin. That'd be like 4 or 5 days ago, something like that.
Okay,
okay, all right, cool. So I'd be like, she was there like, and I'm gonna count on my fingers like 4 days before we got there.
got
So
it.
so if she got entranced by that one like the lights in the water, she's gone, fool. But if we can find like her body or something, bring it back. That's like 500 gold, fool. That's like a whole caravan run. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry, I'm just not used to being paid in gold.
What would your preachers like pay you in?
More work.
I
Are you
like
saying
it.
you don't want your gold?
Wait, what?
Are you saying you don't want the gold?
No, I want the gold. I'm just not used to it.
This
It's a new thing for me.
as you hold it the pouch in your hand, be like, hey, if we stick together, we're gonna get more of that shit. Oh yeah, also we're like cursed and shit too.
Wait, what?
The shield, the shield, fool.
Oh,
Fuck,
the
you
shield's
must be
fine.
still coming out of the dream.
No, the shield's fine. We got it worked out now.
The shit's.
That's canon. That's canon.
Simone's gonna kind of like rub his head and just be like, let's get back to Lord Estebar, fool, and I'm just gonna walk out.
I love it.
Right? Didn't I don't have my old notes, but Cade removed the curse from the shield, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But what did we? We're not in character. I'm not in the same room. It's fine.
Yeah, do any of the rest of you guys have business here, or are you guys gonna try and head back to Edgetown? Because as a reminder, you are like 6 hours out from Edgetown. Like the mine is nearby, but it's not like next door or anything. You're gonna have to spend a little time on the road before you get there.
I'm ready to go.
I'm ready to go. I take the rest of, I plug up the rest of the ale and put it in my pack.
Sick.
Can I grab like a handful of food on my way out and like eat it on the go?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Oh,
And
I'm sorry, Anthony. Never mind. You're talking about the curse where the monsters are chasing us now.
there you go.
Yeah,
There you
yeah.
go.
Okay.
There we go. Sounds like you rolled a real life wisdom check and you succeeded.
Just barely though. It took him a while. He like met the DC,
I don't
but didn't
have
exceed
access to
it.
all my
So.
You're fine. You're
Sig
fine. You're
was
fine.
gonna say something.
You said you wanted to say something, Aaron?
No, I thought Sigbert was saying something.
Oh, sorry, Sigbert. What were you gonna say?
Oh, I would just said I was gonna head out with when everybody else started heading out.
Cool. If you guys are traveling together and nobody's staying behind specifically, then
Nope.
or doing anything or grabbing anything or whatever specifically, then I can DM move this along a little bit. You guys are. No, I have another roadmap, right? This says wagon. There's no wagon. This is just my generic. This is my generic roadmap. Fucking
Such a generic road. Could be anywhere.
Could be anywhere. You guys are traveling on this road, and
Suddenly, a blood elf appears.
Oh god.
now I just need
How would
to.
how would it be?
An opening to the Underdark.
No,
I would
you guys
not be
aren't ready.
surprised
You guys
if
aren't ready
a
for
dragon
that.
showed up.
You guys aren't ready for that shit yet. But I honestly, I would love to run an Underdark campaign. Like that's probably my favorite realm in all of like D&D related shit. Fucking love the Underdark, man. That shit is dope.
I might have a character that would be good for that too. That might be in the world.
So we've got a. No,
Oh, and then quick question while you're setting this up, David.
What's that?
Quick question while you're setting this up. Looking at the map, we're northeast of town, right? We're north of the lake. Is that the right cave, or did we go south?
Yeah, northeast. That's where you went. Yeah.
Cool. So the feature you have on the map is where we are. Got
Yes, the I think I even called it the. No, I didn't call it on the map. But yeah, the feature I have, the cave on the map, is exactly where you guys are. You guys see walking down the road more figures because this is the same road that you came in from Irrigan on, and so you guys are all heading in the same direction. So you know what? It's probably more realistic that you came up on them and they were ahead of you on the road back to Irrigan. And you know what? Cross the board. Everybody roll me a perception check.
Okay. They're like oh, because of the light sources behind the trees, it's casting like light shadows.
Yeah, like weird shadows.
Or like tree shadows.
Yeah.
13.
I'll put mine in.
Yeah, just put your final in chat for me.
Joe, what was yours? I put yours in chat.
13.
So then
13.
So then Monzo, Kythar, Sigbert are looking ahead at this group. And no, I'm sorry, Sigbert, Arthur, and literally all of you guys. Literally all of you guys look ahead, and you're able to recognize, even from like the backs of their heads and them turning them and stuff, that two of these individuals are the lovers who you guys saved a couple of nights ago on your way into Edgetown. The three of you who rolled highest, Monzo, Skythar, and Sigbert, are able to identify the lanky woman that they're traveling with as Quadina from Irrigan, the barmaid.
Ooh.
No, okay. Bringing back an old flame. Hey, what's it fucking? No, it was Malzo, right? Monzo?
Yeah, Monzo.
Monzo. She had a flight.
Mounds
She had a Manzo. Monzo had a. They had a fling going on, right?
I don't remember that. Out of character. Wasn't I don't think it was Monzo, was it?
Somebody, fuck. Okay. Anyway, sorry. Derailing.
Okay,
Rings a
so
bell.
They
So
haven't
at that
noticed.
point-
I mean, they've like looked over their shoulders. They know that there's a group of you guys traveling behind them, but nobody's like made you yet. They're just kind of walking in their own group.
at this point, do the rest of us that did not roll high have seen them?
I mean,
Or-
you guys can see them. You just don't recognize them. You
Oh, okay,
you know what I
gotcha.
mean? Like you guys all recognize the lover pair who you saved earlier, but only the three of you who rolled highest also recognize the cloaked woman as Quadina.
Gotcha. I'm just gonna
I,
continue walking like normal.
I'm gonna walk down and I see Quadina and it's like, wait. And I nudge Simone and it's like, do you know that wench? I swear she looks familiar. I want to say she gave me food before, but and beer. Yeah, she gave me beer before. I know that.
Look up and look at the woman. Do I recognize her?
Prompted with Kythar's prompt, yeah, for sure, because you were looking for her earlier on the road. So, uh, you, not Sigbert, Simone for sure recognizes her once
Okay.
it's been prompted that way.
So I'm gonna stop and be all, oh shit, look at this puto. And I'm gonna point at Quadina.
Are you like addressing your group, or are you trying to say that loud enough to
No,
address
I'm saying that
the
loud
scene?
enough to like I'm greeting her essentially.
Uh, and she's like walking at the back of her party, and she just kind of like stops dead in her tracks, and the rest of them walk forward another few feet before they like recognize or like realize that she's stopped, and they turn back, and you see one of them like wave at her, and like you see one of them look back at you guys and wave at you guys, and then like one of the guys starts like squinting at you, and like raises his hands up in the air, and he's like, "Oh, Simone and crew!" And he like points back. He's all with Monzo. He's like, "Oh, my friends!" And he like walks. He he like kind of like jogs over and he starts like shaking all your guys' hands and like starts like
Oh,
gushing
cool.
over you guys.
So thanks, fool. I'm gonna be kind of like shaking his hand, but also looking at Quadina to see what she's doing. Quadina.
She's still just kind of like standing there because this is just like a moment, just like one moment
Yeah.
pass. She's just kind of like standing there, and she's just like slowly turning, and she like makes eye contact with you and gives you like an uneasy smile.
What?
Look, the guy that ran up and like shook our hands is like, "Hey, nice to see you. You thirsty?" And I pull out the crate, or not the crate, the fucking barrel. It's
And
like, "Thirsty?" And
he like
I offers it to him.
he like jams his elbow into your ribs, probably a little bit too hard, and says, "I thought I was supposed to be buying you guys the drink."
Well, you look thirsty. Here.
Uh, Sounds great. Quadina at this point has like turned around and like walked a couple steps up to you guys, and like the rest of her like entourage is following, and she addresses Simone and I'm sorry, where's Quadina? She's here. She addresses Simone and says, "How wonderful to see you all. I'm glad that you made it out of Irrigan safely."
What? And she still has that uneasy smile on her face.
Yeah, I mean, like it's a lot of it is shrouded, and the only reason why you have even a hope of a prayer of seeing this is because you've had interactions with her before. You've like seen her under duress. Um, it's otherwise it's like cloaked behind her like kind of tavern neutral face. But yeah, there's still some uneasiness down underneath it for sure.
So
And she's got this cloak, drawn up over her head and ears.
can I use will to see what her party members are wearing? Do a perception check.
Yeah, I mean that's obvious enough information that we
Okay.
don't need to do a particular roll. It's obvious that all of these individuals have been on the road for a week or more, which you guys know. If you didn't have a horse, it would have taken you much longer to travel this road yourselves. And these folks definitely look like travel weary. They're traveling very light. They don't have like tents or like bedrolls or anything like that they're like packing out. There's pretty much just the dirtied and muddied clothes on their back, with a couple pouches and personal items tucked away along their belts. Is all that it
Okay.
really looks like.
I'm gonna. I don't want to. The rest of the party should go too. I feel like I'm talking too much.
Well,
Anyone else?
what have you guys been? What have you guys been up to? You rode ahead of us. We expected you to find you in Edgetown, and you're out here on the road. You haven't made it back yet. What held you up?
DM question.
Yeah.
I haven't taken a bath, so they just see me covered in gore.
Oh yeah.
Oh, jeez.
The only one who's approached you guys is the guy is the male lover you saved. Quadina is standing 5-10 feet away from you, close enough to have approached you, but far enough away to like have there definitely be distance there. And the rest of the people are standing behind her, just kind of like looking at you guys. So yeah, they see you guys covered in gore, but you guys are also like by the way you're dressed. You're a motley crew. You're obviously adventurers. Even if you weren't covered in gore, it would be super apparent that you guys are, travelers, rat catchers, mercenaries, whatever you want to call a group of adventurers. So,
Gotcha.
So, seeing Quadina being from afar, it's like, and notice like last memories, like her serving me drinks and food. I was like, Quadina, and I walk up to her. How you doing? And since I still have the
hold on. Let me name her. I think you're walking up to just the other lady. Atesh will get out of your way. He's a good guy.
I thought she was I thought she was in the back of the group. Like
No, I'm sorry. Here, let me fucking move everybody where they're going because I just kind of loosely move people around. I didn't think that the placement was going to be so important for all this. So Quadina is standing here. She addressed Simone, who I'm assuming is standing near enough to the front. This dude is like shaking everybody's hands and like making his way through the party. So he's like up here with you, and then the other traveling companions are standing back here. Okay, there you go.
okay, cool. So I do walk up to Quadina. I was like, hey, how you doing? You must be thirsty, and try to hand her the. It's good to see you. I try to hand her the barrel. Here, have this.
You're trying to hand her the whole barrel?
Yes.
She's gonna like put a hand at the top of it and like kind of like gently push it back towards you and say, "No, thank you. We've had
Not
a long
thirsty?
day of traveling, and I
Thirsty.
can't." No,
But you're thirsty.
I think you're more thirsty than anyone else. Why don't you go drink it? She like pats you on the head. That's all for you.
And being patted on. I was like, oh, okay. And I.
Arthur's gonna make like a side face and kind of turn away.
I'm gonna be like, so how have your travels been?
So the man just asked you guys what you guys are doing here. Why you haven't made it to
Oh,
Edgetown
yeah.
yet? What held you up? You're still heading in that direction. We thought you would have beat us by a mile.
Yeah, fool. Well, to survive, you gotta take some unused trails sometimes.
And what about
But
our companions? Did they make it? They're not with you. Did they part? Did you guys part ways?
yeah, once we got them to the city, we made sure that they were squared up and let them go.
But
Fool, we're not into slaving.
but if you got them to the city, but you're walking back towards the city now. Why did you leave?
I told you we had to take some untaken paths before, or unused paths. And I'll do a bluff check on that one.
Sure. Go and roll your bluff.
That's an unnatural 20.
And he's like paths untraveled. He's all, what does
Yeah.
that mean? And then like Quadina like kind of like steps in and is like, Seth, I think that I'm glad that I know you're excited to see them again, but I think that our adventurers have important things to do and people to see. I'm sure They don't need to be bothered by us anymore. And she's like getting kind of stern with him, and it's like a very familiar tone. You guys are like definitely getting the vibe that she's been kind of like keeping people in check as they've been traveling together. And he just kind of like looks kind of embarrassed, like he realizes he's just kind of been like running his mouth and been like really excited to see you guys. Like, oh, yes, of course. And just kind of like embarrassed, like makes his way back and begins talking
Yeah.
quietly with the woman you saved him with earlier.
Uh, I'm gonna then ask her, "Well, you guys have enough food, water?"
And Quadina says, "It's been a long journey, but we're less than a day's travel out now. Admittedly, I don't know where we'll get more food and water once we get to town, but we should have enough to make it there."
I have a certain amount of rations. Can I give one ration to all of them?
Yeah, absolutely. It's four rations to give one to everybody.
Cool. I will give them 4 of my rations.
Uh, and you go to hand these out to everybody, and each of them like takes it with two hands, like looks you sincerely in the eyes, like thanks you. The guy who was like a little bit embarrassed, who you rescued earlier, says, "Simone and crew to the rescue again." His girlfriend gives you a shy smile. The other man, like, gives you kind of like a stern look and a head nod as he takes the food from you. Uh, and Quadina's, you know, the uneasiness has like settled some, but you can tell
Hmm.
like something's on her mind. But she is like she has like grateful eyes. Like it's obvious that this gesture, is not lost on her.
Gotcha.
Um, I want to ask the man a question.
Uh, the
To,
random
to
man or the man you saved?
oh, the man we saved, the one that came up and greeted us
Yeah.
just a moment. So I'm gonna say, you guys already passed the lake. Did you see anything out of the ordinary near or by the lake? Any people or things?
And the man says, "No, we stayed for a few days and warned all the passersby to camp farther off the water. Uh, and Quadina stayed with us to help warn the others, and we suspect uh, we suspect that Kiro over here, and he like gestures to oh shit, I don't want to save it. Gestures to this dude. Says we think Kiro over here was the last one out. He said that the dragon had leveled almost everything. He lost a couple of days in the swamp running from some alligators, and we're hoping he's the last one. So we decided to head in.
Those are some persistent alligator shit.
You said you warned the others to stay away from the water. Did you happen to see a blonde female dwarf by any chance? Bearded?
And they all sit and try and remember, and they're like, and the guy's like, "No, I don't think so." And his girl who you saved earlier says, "No, definitely not. There aren't very many dwarves in Irrigan, and we never had a blonde dwarf who lived there in the first place."
Okay.
I then look at her and I go, "How about this? How about we all travel together? We're always safe. It's more safety in numbers."
And you know, it like doesn't make a lot of sense, admittedly, but Quadina almost like for a second like flashes upon her face. She almost looks like put out. Like when you invite yourself over to somebody's house, they didn't really want to have company, but they feel kind of like obliged type thing. Like you get a flash of that before like
Okay.
the polite norm sets in. And she says, "Of course, we don't have a weapon amongst us. We'd be crazy not to travel with a group of selfless protectors such as yourselves." And the man, the one who you saved earlier, who was referred to as Seth previously.
Gotcha. I didn't cast any of my. I cast one of my level 3 spells. So I'd like to cast Mount Communal. And how many people do we have?
Right now, there's the seven of you plus the four of them, so 11.
So then I'll use the last 2 spell slots to cast it twice to cast everyone a mount.
Okay, sounds great.
Yeah.
Uh,
Then a mount appears in front of everyone.
and a lot of the villagers, it's obvious they've like literally never ridden a horse before. So this is going to be some slow going as like they fall off and the horses kind of like wander and they're not good at this.
How
Basically.
about okay, the ones that are bad, can they ride on our horses with us?
Yeah, I mean, it'll slow you down a little bit to double up on a horse, and assuming the group's only going to travel as fast as the slowest horse, you guys could probably be tactical about it though. Stack somebody
Okay.
up with you, stack somebody up with a task, because you guys are lighter. Um, but Quadina is like all these guys are awkward on horses. Quadina has a little bit more experience. She looks a little more comfortable, but she's obviously not comfortable. Just more comfortable than the complete noobs.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Um, so who do you guys want to double up with people? Because I mean, like I said, everybody's not great. All 3 of these guys are going to slow you down on their own horse.
I can double up with somebody. I don't care who.
I'll double up also.
I'll take one, and I volunteer a test to take one as well.
Uh, uh, Task and Quadina will ride with you, Simone.
Cool.
So great. I am going to give you guys kind of a minute to think about if you have any questions or any dialogue you want to have with these individuals as you are going to share the road for the next couple of hours going back into Edgetown. We're going to take our break right now to give you
Okay.
guys an opportunity to think about that stuff and to give you a chance to grab another beer. So it's 8:37. Let's call it a 7-minute break, 8-minute break. We'll be back at 8:45.
Perfect.
Cool.
Sounds good. All right.
Cool.
I'm back. Guess who's back?
Back
Back
again.
again.
Thank you. All right, y'all.
That's true. After inflation, the Costco hot dog still $1.50.
They've taken a loss on that shit for a long time.
And they will continue to do so. Because they have standards, damn it.
Yeah, 1077 for an 18-inch pie. Gotta love it.
There's lots of love there.
You know the exact price?
I may or may not buy it often enough to know the exact price.
The sheer
Wait,
quantity
did you say
alone.
1077?
1077 for an 18-inch pizza.
That
With
is
pepperoni or just cheese?
Either, but typically pepperoni.
that's the cost of a cheese pizza in Futurama, and Fry's pin number is 1077.
No way.
Exactly.
Did the creators of Futurama go to fucking Costco a lot?
Maybe. That's hysterical. Oh man.
What is 1077 before tax or after tax?
Sounds like after.
After tax, yeah. I don't know about Stover's, but
No, that's after tax. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Well, after that crazy coincidence of the day, you guys are. I guess first, is everybody back?
Yes.
Yes.
Where's Aaron?
Aaron.
Aaron's not back.
Aaron's not back.
Joseph.
Oh, there he is.
That guy's filling my water.
Oh, look who decided to come back.
There's seven-
Oh.
7 minutes to fill your water bottle, huh?
He's 3
No, I
minutes
was here
late.
the whole- I
Wow.
was here.
7 minutes.
Oh no, Mosby's shooting on the carpet, Anthony.
Not just sitting there.
Sorry, it looks like he's swatting.
I thought I was fucking drunk.
He's getting there. Oh, I forgot my ring. Oh. Okay. So you guys are on the road, with new traveling companions. It's only a few hours into Edgetown, which is more than enough time to have a conversation and discuss anything you like, if you like. Otherwise, we'll just let time pass and you guys will show up in Edgetown.
I have nothing I want to bring up.
So what has happened to you guys since we left you?
Well, other than staying and warning the other refugees, a few nights out under the stars, not much. There were, some reports of screams and missing travelers, which were concerning, but we didn't encounter any such things. We stayed for a few days after you all left us, and now we're finishing this last leg of the journey. I don't know what we're going to do once we get to Edgetown, but at least there won't be a dragon there.
What was the name of that orc? Our main confidant.
What was the name of that orc?
The guy that ran away.
He ran towards it. It's something with an F.
Mm-hmm.
Not Oldebrand.
No.
Yeah, he's dead now.
The guy who was his servant. The guy who led us through the swamp when we all initially came through. Fardock. Yeah, did you guys happen to see Fardock? Did you?
And all of their eyes kind of drop to the ground. And Quadina says, we've heard a couple of reports that Fardock fell to the dragon.
Oh no.
Told that puto not to do that, but he kind of screamed and ran out the front door of the tavern.
It was an emotional decision.
You were with Fardock that morning. Did you... And what happened? Why did he... you were with him and he left you? And she just like is kind of confused more than anything. She just doesn't. She has no context.
When the dragon started like attacking the city, he went to go fight the dragon.
And
Kind of ran out the front door of the tavern. I was
the
like,
two,
"You stupid."
the two men, take their hands and they cross them across their chest and pat their shoulder, and they say, "Ah, Fardock was a brave orc," uh, and one of them, still has a little bit of ale that Kythar offered them, and to Fardock, and he, drinks the rest of what's in his glass.
Yeah. Um.
Claudina, I see.
Yeah, he was cool. I'm gonna just be like, yeah, he was cool.
She
But
shakes her head and she said, "So much destruction, so many lives ruined."
are you planning on staying in Edgetown? There is like a sailing guild. Could see the world.
And she drops her voice so that it's only it's only so that only you, Simone, can hear it, because she like leans in and basically like whispers it in your ear. And she says, "No, actually, first she addresses the group and says, 'I don't know. I'll just go where the winds take me, I suppose.' And then she leans in and whispers in your ear, Simone, and says, 'You know, only only an insane elf would stay in uh, would choose to stay in Edgetown.' And she whispers this to you in Elvish in your ear.
I get goosebumps on the back of my neck.
Okay.
Um.
And she says, "What about you?" And then she like picks up the conversation pretty quickly, like publicly. Uh, what about you all? Are you staying in town for very long?
As long as I got beer.
Um. Actually, I've been thinking we should probably get out of the town.
Oh.
And Guadina follows that O and says, "Worried that the dragon will come for Edgetown next?"
It's the next biggest city, right?
She says, "True. It's a little farther away. I don't know how far a dragon can fly in a day, but I imagine it's quite far, and I'm sure they could make that." She says,
With
"I."
enough anger, dragon can almost do anything. It seems like after what happened to Irrigan.
She says, "Edgetown has real walls and a keep and a guard, and is supported by the guilds. I don't think that they'd let it fall to a dragon so easily as Irrigan."
Um. Either way, after the destruction that I saw and that you saw, like getting farther away from that place is the better for me. And I think like you know we could probably make some good coin. Maybe doing some of my old merchant routes.
She was like, "That is good and honest work, and certainly," she says, "at least a little safer than your current line of work."
Because that's true. I go, well, that's true. Not as much gold though. I don't think I've called her a puta once, right? That's
No,
I'm trying not
no,
to.
you didn't.
Okay.
You didn't. You're doing a good job.
Okay.
You're doing a good job.
I'm really trying hard here.
um, yeah, and she'll just kind of make polite chatter with you,
Mm,
throughout the rest of the ride. All that, everything except the one whispered line was all public. I mean, everybody
yeah.
could hear all of that conversation. The Seth, the guy who you guys rescued, definitely gets too loud and talks too much once or twice over the course of the road, and Quantina, you know, like turns back and like gives him kind of a glare, and he quiets down. But
Is
a
this
few.
my real life character in? Oh, it's Anthony, that guy who talks too loud and too.
Oh man. after 3 hours, 4 hours on the road on these horses, uh, supper time, not quite dinner time. You guys, or rather, sometimes after dinner time. Early dinner time, like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. You guys pull into town basically, and there is town. There's like a series of there's like a tent city which has begun to form in the space just off the road between the road and the Salty Lantern, the tavern that is in the beach ship.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a small like refugee camp or like shanty town is like starting to form here. But you guys all ride in from the main road from here again. Like I said, about 4 or 5 o'clock. Uh, you guys have all eaten your meals for the day, so you're not necessarily worried about going hungry statistically. But from a role play perspective, you have all of Edgetown at your disposal because it's still early enough. And do you guys have any parting words for Quadina or your partners? Because the man is going to immediately suggest buying you guys that drink he owes you as you guys pull into town.
Um,
Do we want to go for a drink, or should we attend to other matters? And I look at Simone.
I'm gonna be like, can we rain check on that beer? I'm all this booth over here still got the keg. It'll last a few more minutes.
And he says, of course, you come find us when you're done, or we'll ask about you, Simone and crew. And I'm sure your goings on and your doings will have you all legendary before long.
And I just kind of give him like a confident nod.
Tip of the hat, even.
Hmm. Quadina, I asked her, I'm like, are you like staying here?
And she says, yes, I'll stay here for a little while, find some work, earn some coin, and then who knows?
And I kind of, you know, give a little nod too. Be like, we have some business to attend to. We'll see you later.
And they settle in the shanty town. You see as you guys walk away, you can hear some sounds of exclamations. Neighbors recognizing one another and greeting each other. There's as you are walking, there's a lot of people are teary eyed and crying. Having obviously lost quite a bit recently.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys make your way away from this makeshift camp, this impromptu camp. And where would you guys like to go? What would you like to do?
I'm gonna turn to the rest of the party and be like, so should we go to Lord Estebar's estate? How are
As
y'all
long as we have
feeling?
everything.
I'm gonna hit Reed on the shoulder and be like, you okay? You awake?
I'm good. Yep, I think I'm good now.
Uh, does anybody in the party that I see look like tired or kind of out of it?
Reed has still taken his constitution damage, so even though he's told you he's fine, he's still distinctly pale. He's recovered hit points, but he's not at max hit points. He's still under by that means. Anybody else? Is anybody else? I mean, lost a significant portion of hit points, a third or more.
I took con damage.
Oh, you have con damage?
So yeah.
I thought you made your retroactive save.
I thought he missed one of them and took like
Did you
a
miss
little.
one of
Yeah,
them and take a couple damage?
I thought, that's what I thought too. I thought I missed one of them.
Okay, then if you missed one of them, you missed one of them. I thought I had a 2 next to your name crossed out, but maybe it wasn't supposed to be crossed out. Maybe that was the con damage that you took. Okay, so then those two are obviously still pale, but
Okay.
I know that a lot of you regained hit points on your short rest.
What time of day is it?
5 o'clock.
Yeah, we should go to the Lord's house, and we got to get food after though.
Well, maybe he'll treat us to a dinner, rubbing my belly.
Hey, there's like a creek on the way there, right?
Yes, yes, you don't have to wrestle me this time.
Thank God.
Oh, that's a great one. I'm clipping that. That's good.
You gotta love the callbacks.
Yeah, I love that there are callbacks. That makes me happy. Okay, cool. So you guys are going to make your way over. Are you going to? Sounds like Kythar's going to bathe in the river.
Yep.
Most of you guys have some version of blood and or jelly and or viscera on your clothing and armor. So I'm assuming you guys are going to kind of do your best to make yourselves presentable.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Reed, get my back.
Do I have to?
Oh, Harry.
Do it.
I'm gonna look around. I'm gonna look at every single other person. I'm gonna say, is there no one else?
Not meeting eye contact. Not meeting eye contact.
Yeah. I'm gonna like look down at my chainmail really close and be like, huh.
I'm gonna
Will
say
just
fine.
disappears. He just like he unsummons Will.
Will goes back to his plane.
Oh, you guys are funny.
Fine, but you have to get mine. So there we go.
No problem, big
Oh.
boy. God. I really hope my parents are asleep.
Oh man.
I mean, he's just a boy, fool.
I have headphones on. No, they're not gonna hear that shit.
So what do we see as we walk past?
As you guys walk past this
I think you mean-
spectacle, the bathing spectacle.
Yeah.
Nothing you guys haven't seen before.
I was gonna say I'll let Joe tell this this venture.
Do I have to describe it? Shit.
No, I don't think so.
You're super dumb.
Okay.
So we're gonna say this process takes you guys another half hour, 45 minutes. There's still sun in the sky. It's not quite 6 o'clock yet, and you guys are like damp, but the blood's washed out of your hair. Those of you who have facial hair, it's washed out of your mustaches and beard. You're still, armor is still stained with viscera and blood and stuff, but it's not like actively dripping or dried and crusted anymore. So you guys are looking good.
On our way up.
And as you guys pass, some of the farms, one of the farmers in the field like leans on his farming implement and sets his hands on his chin on his hands and just kind of like watches you guys all as you walk past. And as you approach the long drive with trees on either side leading up to the Estebar estate, you can see that there is a pair of guards stationed out front as per the usual. If you guys want to have any more private discussions while you're out of earshot, now is the time.
Well, like, unfortunately, Tyler isn't here, right?
That is
So,
correct.
He was going to be our main guy in the library.
I mean, it's not. We have a couple options. We can cut early now, and have Tyler, hopefully be with us next session for the entirety of your interaction at the Estebar estate. Presumably, you guys are going to speak with Lord Estebar first, and then access his library. So you guys, as a group, can try and make it through your interaction with Lord Estebar. And then break there and give Tyler an opportunity to come back for the library. Your guys' call. How you feeling? How's your game stamina? What do you want to do?
I'm okay with the former. I need to prepare for that interview, so.
Yeah, that works for me. And then Tyler will get the full
Scope of the conversation and as a
advantage.
short recap for him to understand that we fought and walk back with some group members from Iridan. So
Yeah, So, and that'll basically be the only recap portion that'll be relevant to him. And then you guys all be on the same page. You can have your interaction with Lord Estebar. You can access his library. On that note, I know that Tyler's going to kind of be your point person, but I would encourage you guys to take out of game time to think about what questions you want to ask during your library search. Because the more specific your question is, the more specific your answer will be. So,
Okay.
Quick question.
Yeah.
I was gone the week that everybody talked about the library. Could I get a Spark Notes version?
basically, the Lord agreed to let you guys use his library on condition that you got his mines opened again, which is what you've just done. So you're going to presumably cash in that favor. He also wanted you guys to clear an orc threat from the south, which they don't normally range this far. There have been reports. We're worried about being overrun. Uh, Simone turned him down for that job and said, you know what, we're actually in kind of a hurry. We really want to use your library though, so we'll at least go clear your mines. So you guys have now cleared the mines and you're about to access the library. And the point of that, I believe, was to just follow up on the stuff that Cade told you guys to just equip yourself with as much knowledge as possible before presumably heading south to go to the ruins where the next piece is.
Yeah, the idea behind it is that if we can find a leg up or more information about the cult or whatever we could be facing, we could better prepare for it. That's the idea.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's why I think David's kind of prefacing us with coming up with questions that we can look and ask maybe during our study and reading.
Yeah.
Right, because I figure everybody will have you guys can work together on a topic and think of a question, and a couple of you guys can roll and take the best result of all of that to try to get the best knowledge that you can on that question. Or you guys can ask, 7 different questions, and each of you can take a roll as you look into that thing. But the idea is you only have so much time in this library, and so your characters would need to know what they're looking for to go pull the books and sift through them to try to find that stuff.
Well, I have an intelligence modifier of -2, so I will not be doing that.
You guys can do whatever you want, whatever you think your characters would do. That's all fine. But yeah, it'll be better to think of that stuff now because you're only going to get. Well, I mean, you could always earn access again, I guess. But once you guys are done at the library and you leave, if you come up with, oh, we should have asked this question, it's I'd rather give you guys a full week to think about that stuff. So,
Yeah. Appreciate it.
Yeah. No worries. Otherwise, I would be excited to start the next session with what is sure to be a lore dump of some kind, depending on what you guys are looking for. So that'll be. Libraries are always fun for the DM, so I'm glad that you
And
guys decided
we'll
to seek
fill
them
in
out.
Tyler too. At some point this week, I'm sure.
Yeah, maybe I'll just text him and give him an update, send him a message on Discord. If you guys catch him for a League of Legends game or something, just give him a quick blurb and be like, hey, think about what questions you want to ask when you're in the library.
Yeah.
And all that shit. Cool. Then
Appreciate it, Dave.
Great, no problem. Thank you guys for playing. I'm glad you guys are out of the mines and ready to move on to the next thing.
Yep. Sounds good.
Sick. All right, then I will catch
All
you
right.
guys same bat time, same bat channel.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
See you later.
Later.
Bye.
Good night, everyone.
Okay, guys, let's see how many viewers we have. First things first. A pair of viewers, 2 of them, which I do not believe is enough to raid. So I'm just going to tell both of you that I love you very much, and I appreciate you being here. And if one of you is Raven, then I especially appreciate the sub and the support. I am coming back from a couple weeks off, and I'm ready to just dive back into it. And it's just great. It's great to have you guys here. I love playing D&D with my friends. I love being able to share it with the rest of you. So I will catch you guys later. I stream again on Friday. That'll be hopefully playing D&D, but I don't know. Last time it got derailed and turned into Powerpuff Girls, one dystopian Lovecraftian one shot writing. So maybe we'll do more of that and run that at some point. I don't know. But in the meantime, thank you so much, and I'll catch you next time.